Hey guys, my name's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you from a little bit of a different angle. I have some things spread out on the floor here because I'm actually going to be doing a declutter video. So to start with, I've got my primers, foundations, and concealers laid out here. So depending on how long this kind of takes me, I may just do my whole collection in one video, or I might just break it up into different categories. But I feel like these kind of products all go together, so I'm going to start here with these. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. And if there's any products that I go through here that I do have a review on my channel, or I've done kind of a tutorial using it, I'll make sure I'll link that down below. So make sure you don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any other videos. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with the primers right now. So looking at kind of this front row here, I know that I really like the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake primer, and also this Glam Glow Glow Starter, but this one actually just has a tiny bit left in it, so I might hang on to this and just throw this maybe into a next project pan to get that used up. Another one of my favorites is this Origins Original Skin Primer. I love this. This is the one that kind of like foams up. But this one here, this is the Hard Candy Blur Primer. This one, I don't really feel like it did anything for me. I don't know, I didn't just love the texture of it on my skin, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. So if I do get rid of anything, if it's kind of old and gross, I'll just end up tossing it. Anything I feel like I can pass on to someone else. I am having my family Christmas party this weekend, so all my sisters and my cousin will be there, and my mom and, my fiance's mom will be there, so they can go through anything if there's anything that they want to take home. The next row here, I do really like this Hard Candy, what's this called? The Coconut Water Primer Stick. This I really like. It's actually really cooling just on my eyes. In the morning I just kind of like to rub it on my eyelids, on my under eyes, and I just kind of feel like it helps a little bit with the puffing, so I'm going to hang on to that. I also really like this NYX Honey Dew Me Up. This is actually the second one of these I've purchased. And then the Fenty Beauty, this is really one of the only like mattifying primers that I really feel like works for me, so I'm going to hang on to that. For this next one here, this is the Milk Blur Stick. This was just a sample. I bought this in one of the Sephora sets. They have like Sephora favorite sets, and it was like all different primers. This, I don't know. I've tested it out a good bit. I just kind of feel like blurring primers tend to just make me more oily. So it's not a favorite. It's not something I reach for. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. This next one here is the Becca. Now I always get them confused. Which one's the backlight and the first light? Okay, this is the first light priming filter. This was the one that has like that purple tint to it, and of course that doesn't show up once you blend it into your skin, but I really like this. I do feel like it's brightening, and it has some good moisturizing properties to it. So I'm going to hang on to this. Next is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling, what is this called? Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I don't dislike this one. I just feel like I haven't used it enough to really be sure how I feel about it. This is I guess is a deluxe sample size. This came in a set with the full size of the peach powder, which I really like. I'm going to hang on to this and keep testing it out and see. Well, for the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer, I used this in, I believe this was my back to school drugstore, full face drugstore makeup tutorial. I kind of felt like this broke me out. I used it a few times after that, and I feel like this just is not going to be something that's going to work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. Okay, next one of my favorite categories is foundation. So starting with the first row here, these are two of my favorites right now. This is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation, and then the Huda Beauty, I think the Faux Filter Foundation. This is in the shade Shortbread. This is a pretty good shade for me right now. This one is more so my self-tan color, but I really like both of them, so definitely going to be hanging on to those. The Flower Beauty BB Cream. If you've been following along with my project pan, you will have seen this. So the thing with this is I have been using it in my project pan, trying it a bunch of different ways, and I know that the project pan isn't over yet, so it's going to be over the first of the year, 9 by New Year's 2018, so January 1st, 2019, you should be expecting my finale for my project pan video. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and make the decision to just declutter it. I'm not going to wait until the end of the project just because I will be seeing my sisters and cousins, so if any of them wants to give this one a try, I'll be able to pass it on to them. It's still like 3/4 of the way full, so we'll see if anyone them, hopefully it works better for someone else. This, I know I'm not getting rid of this. This is probably my all-time favorite foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. Definitely hanging on to that. So now this Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Foundation, this is my other one that's been in my project pan. I had been counting them kind of as one product, mixing them together because that one is more matte. This one is more of a luminous finish, but I just don't like them. This one is just way too light of a coverage for me. I just prefer medium to full coverage foundation, and this is just a very light coverage. It's hard to tell how much is left in this, but I'm just going to go ahead and pass it on and see if someone can hopefully get more use out of it. So now the Essence Fresh and Fit Wake Makeup Foundation. This one I did review in a new drugstore makeup. I used a lot of Essence products. This one is super affordable. I think this was $6.99. And I actually really like it. The color's a little bit off for me, and the shade range is not great. Last time I checked, there was only 4 shades in the range, so I don't really like that. But I think it's a pretty good foundation, so I'm going to hang on to that. Next is the Too Faced Do You Foundation. This is kind of upsetting to me because I was so excited to try this out. When the Tutti Frutti line came out, I purchased this, the banana powder, and what else were those? I think those might have been the only 2 products I got from the line, but because I know I've said a million times before that I just love scented makeup, so this actually smells amazing. It's like cucumber watermelon. I love this scent, but I just don't like the way this looks on my skin, and I tried it, when it was warmer out, because I have combination skin, so I tried it when it was warmer out, when I was a little bit more oily, so I thought, okay, I'll wait till the winter when I'm more dry, see if it works better for me then, and I just think this one is not for me, and even though I love scented makeup and things like that, I kind of feel like this one broke me out too, so, such pretty packaging. As much as it breaks my heart, I'm going to pass it on. I can't just hang on to it because it's pretty and smells good. Okay, so the next one here is the Makeup Revolution Full Coverage Conceal and Define Foundation. This one I also did a review on it, including the matching concealer, which is over here, we'll talk about in a little bit. This one I'm kind of torn about because I really kind of feel like I just don't like it. I feel like every time I wear it on my skin, it just looks way too overly dry, but it is still newer to me, so I just want to make sure I'm giving it a fair chance. I don't know if maybe I'll like it better more in the warmer months where I'm a little bit maybe more oily, not as dry. Again, I am combination, so I think I'm going to think about this one and come back to it. The Fenty Beauty one, this is the Soft Matte Pro Filter Foundation in the shade 140. I really like this one. I'm actually wearing it on my face right now. Definitely hanging on to this. Next is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup Foundation. This one I didn't not like. I just feel like it didn't do anything spectacular for me. And I really want to weed out my collection and really only be hanging on to things that I know I really love. Because any of these these 5 here, I know that I love so much more than this one, so I'm just not going to reach for it. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. The Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is a stick foundation. This one I really do enjoy as well. I'm going to hang on to that, and yeah, I guess that's the only stick foundation that I have right now. I do also really like the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, but I'm all out of that. I would like to repurchase it, but it is a bit pricier, so I'll just be using this one for right now. And last for the foundation category is this NYX Pro Foundation Mixer. This is in the shade Warmth. So this is supposed to be used to deepen up or give warmth to your foundations that are maybe too light, maybe you're tan. In the summertime you need to mix it in. I've held on to this for a while now because I just like, oh, like it might just be something I need, but I don't think I've ever used it. Is it even open? Yeah, I don't know. I've never used it, so I'll pass it on and see if someone else, needs it for something. Alright, that makes me feel pretty good. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 foundations. I feel like that's good. I feel like that's a reasonable number. I'm happy with that. Alright, for the concealers, I'll start down here. This is the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. This one I really do like. I believe it has salicylic acid in it, so it's supposed to be good to use to conceal breakouts and things like that. I really do like this one, so I'm going to hold on to that. And then just sticking with that theme, I'll skip over here to the Bye Bye Breakout. This one I'm not crazy about. I feel like, because this is supposed to have medicine in it as well to help with blemishes, and I feel like for that purpose it does work. I feel like it does help to clear up things a little bit faster, or you don't have to feel as guilty about putting makeup onto a blemish or something like that. But as far as the coverage goes, it's not actually good at covering them up. I feel like you still need to go in with your foundation or a second concealer, but I like it because it has the healing properties in it. So I don't know, I'll hang on this for a while longer, but if you're looking for something for that purpose, I would definitely go with the Better Skin one over that. Now this one might be another one I have to come back to. This is a Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. This one I just haven't been crazy about, which is upsetting because I feel like this is, now it's like the battle of this between the Shape Tape, which one do you like more? And I feel like a lot of people right now are saying this one, but I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't do for me what the Shape Tape does. So I might have to put this one on the potential chopping block too, along with the Makeup Revolution foundation. We'll have to see. Tarte Shape Tape. This is a holy grail. Would never get rid of this. The only thing with this is not the perfect shade for me. This is more of a tan shade for me, but I still feel like it kind of has a warm undertone. This is the shade Light Neutral. I feel like this shade actually works good for dark circles for me right now, so I'm just going to continue using that. The Makeup Revolution, this is the Conceal and Define Concealer, so this is the one that matches this foundation here. I don't love this. This doesn't do anything spectacular for me. I would definitely reach for the Shape Tape or the Better Skin, or this one here I'll talk about next over this one, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. And I don't need 5 different concealers. And this one here, this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer in the shade 1N. I got this one during the Sephora sale this past season, and I really like it. This actually I don't think I like it better than the Shape Tape, but this is kind of good. I like to actually mix these two together. I feel like it gives a nice finish because the Shape Tape can be super full coverage, and this kind of lightens it up. So I don't know, if you're looking for a new concealer to try, definitely check this one out. Alright, so here's what I got rid of here. I feel like this is pretty good for the first round. So I got rid of 4 foundations plus 1 mixer, 3 primers, and 1 concealer. Okay, so the next chunk that we have here is going to be face palettes, blushes, and then bronzers. I'm going to start with the bronzers because I don't think there's going to be much I'm going to get rid of here. I'm going to start with my favorite here. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder bronzer. I love this. It kind of has a slight shimmer to it. Well, it's not glittery on your face. It just gives you a really pretty glow. So I love that color. It's in Luminous Bronze Light is the shade. I also really love, and this was expensive, so I'm not going to be getting rid of this one. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronze. get rid of the shadow out of the way. Love this one. Not too warm, not too cool. Really love this one. And hang on to that. I feel like I'm about to hit pan on that soon, actually. The one I think I am going to go ahead and get rid of is this Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in the shade Queensland. So this was from their limited edition, like the Dragon Fire and Ice theme, I think it was called. It's not that I didn't like this, I did. It's not going to be a favorite that I'm going to be reaching for. And the other thing about this, you know, even if I wanted to save it for like drugstore tutorials or something like that, it's limited edition. I don't think you guys would be able to get it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along. But I do want to make sure I do keep a drugstore bronzer in my collection. And this one, you know, it's not limited edition or anything. This is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Bronzer in the shade 30 Sunkissed. Really pretty, really natural. So, you know, definitely going to hang on to this one. And this here is the Catrice Prime and Fine. This is a good contour shade. It also has a little highlight in there, which I'm not crazy about, but I really like the contour shade, so I'm going to hang on to that. Okay, so now for the blushes here. As you can see, I don't have a lot of variety as far as brand goes. It's pretty much Tarte, Amazonian Clay blushes, or, you know, Wet n Wild. I got a few other different ones here. But so I think what I need to do is kind of take a look at the shades of the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes and see if there's maybe one I can get rid of. I don't feel like I need 6 of them, so let's peek at them. So I think I'm definitely going to hang on to this one. This was the one in the shade Party. This was the Sephora birthday gift, I think, last year or the year before. And if it's a major pan on that, so I'm going to hang on to this one and maybe even incorporate that into a project pan in the near future. I'm also going to hang on to this orange toned one in the shade Vibrant, just because it's really the only one I have that's a color like this, a bright coral shade. And so these 4 here, you can see that they have that print on the top. I got these in a holiday set last year. I'm not sure if these certain shades you can get individually. Now, this one you can see I've had this for at least a year now. And, you know, I don't think they've gone bad, or it says 12 months, but I think for a powder and just a blush, I think they're fine. This one's kind of unique. This is the shade Royal. I feel like it's more of like a brown, almost like a bronzy tone. Alright, so I'm really sorry if the view just changed. My camera ran out of, or my phone ran out of space on it, so I had to delete some videos to make more room on there. But anyway, so I just decided I'm going to keep this orange one, the Party one, keep that, and as well as the more brown tone one in the shade Royal. But I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one in the shade Genius, because you can see here, like, I barely used it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that on. Someone else can get some use out of it. I'm going to hang on to this one. This is in the shade Pop. I just like it because it's kind of like a brighter one. It's probably the brightest one I have, just to have a little variety. I'll hang on to that. Then this one here in the shade Blissful. I believe my friend Sam gave this to me. She got it in her BoxyCharm or Ipsy bag, something like that. I do like it, but, I don't know, I just feel like I don't need so many. I haven't used it very much. It's still pretty new looking. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on too. And this one here, this is the Essence Satin Touch Blush. I also showed this one in my Essence video. I do really like this one. This is in the shade Satin Coral, so I would recommend that one if you're looking for a really affordable blush. I believe this was like $1.99, something like that. I'm also going to hang on to this Wet n Wild one. This is the Princess Daiquiris. It's almost like, it's very, very pale, like a pale peachy pink, but I feel like it gives kind of like a nice natural flush to your cheeks. Also very affordable. I'm going to hold on to that one. And this next one, this is, you know, a cult classic here. This is the Milani, if I can even open it, Luminoso. Beautiful, like, light peachy coral, really pretty sheen to it. Definitely going to be hanging on to that one. Also, I really do like the Wet n Wild Color Icon ones in the shades apricot in the middle and rosé champagne. The rosé champagne one, you can see I've hit major pan on it. This is one of my favorite go-to. I can see it's just falling apart here. It's been very loved. Hang on to that. Then I also threw in here, this was the e.l.f. Blush and Highlight Palette from the Modern Metals collection. I did a whole review on that collection. I'll link the video down below. I did this palette, the eyeshadow palette, and then the 2 lip products that it came with. Now this one, it is not that I don't like it. I like the blushes, and I also think the highlighters are pretty. They are a little powdery for my taste. I just think I've kind of found out that I don't really reach for things in palettes. I'm more likely to reach for, you know, single pans for whatever reason. I just know I'm not going to get the use out of this that I should. So this one I'm going to go ahead and pass on to someone else. Okay, next is face palettes. So I've only got 4 here. First one is the Kokie Cosmetics Powder Contour palette. So this one I really like. I've heard that this could be a dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. I don't personally have that, so I can't say that for sure, but I do really like this. It's not something I reach for that often, but I just like having a good drugstore option like this in my collection, so I'm going to hang on to that. So now this one here, I'll try not to blind you. This is the NARS Narcissist face palette, or it's Cheek and Studio palette. So now this one I got last year during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. This was one of the hot buys that they have like online only. This one, I feel like I just forget about this. It's been in the back of my drawer in my vanity. I don't dislike it. I do really like it. So this one I'm going to hang on to and just try to make sure I get more use out of it. Now these two, you can see that's pretty ridiculous that I have 2 of these. I think I just got too excited. These were the 2 limited edition butter collection palettes because I love the butter bronzer, blushes, and highlighters. I really love them. So for whatever reason, I decided to pick it up in both the light and light to medium and then the medium to deep shades. Why I did that, I don't know, because if you look at them, I'm going to do these side by side. The only thing, you know, the highlighters are the same in both of these. I do really like them. I think they're really nice. I like the formula of these. But then the bronzers, you know, it's the regular bronzer, butter bronzer versus in the shade deep. To me, it's really not even that different. You can see the difference there. But I feel like once it's blended out on your skin, it's not going to be like a crazy difference. So I'm going to hang on to the light medium one that matches me better. I'll also show you the blushes. The blushes are all, if you're interested in them, can be sold or bought separately too. That's them there. So they're in the shades Natural Glow and Vintage Rouge. So I think I'm going to hang on to the light to medium one and then pass on the medium to deep one. And then it also came with the one that was in here I already used up, but this is the Butter Paradise fragrance spray. I like this. I think it smells really good. I just feel like it doesn't last on your skin long. It does smell good. I'm going to pass it on. Okay, so that's not as much, but I'm still happy. This is what I'm getting rid of here. So, you know, 2 palettes, which is pretty good. I didn't think I would be able to part with any palettes. And then 1 bronzer and 2 blushes. I'm okay with the bronzers. I really don't have a large bronzer collection. So just getting rid of 1, I think it's okay. And then I definitely needed to, you know, eliminate some of these Tarte blushes that I had, because I would really like to try other high-end brands of blushes, but I just have never allowed myself to do so because I just had so many blushes in my collection that I really wasn't going through. So I'm happy to at least get rid of 2 of them and then this blush palette. Okay guys, so I feel like this is going to be the most challenging of all. This is my highlighter collection. So the first 2 things that I have here are my ColourPop highlighters in the shade Flexitarian and Smoke and Whistles. These are 2 I don't think you can really even see them there. These are two of my favorites. I love the texture of these. I don't think I would ever be able to get rid of them. They're not dried out or anything yet, so I'm going to hold on to these. Now, I have a few liquid highlighters here. So now the Marc Jacobs, this is a Do You one. This was a birthday gift from my sister, I think a year or two ago. I really love this. It's really pretty. I don't use it as often as I should, but this is more of like kind of like a summertime product for me. You could even mix this in with your lotion, put it on your legs. It's really pretty on your like your shoulder and collarbones. So I love that one. This here, this is a deluxe sample size of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Moonlight. I think this is really pretty, but it's so small and it's something that I forget that I have, so I never reach for it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. Kind of the same thing for this one. This, I think it came in a set with this here. This is the Becca Moonstone highlighters. They came with the powder one, and then this is the what do they call this, the poured, like the liquid one. It's a really pretty color, but I never reach for it. I prefer to use the pressed form. It's just been sitting in my drawer for way too long. I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on too. This next one here, this is also the Shimmering Skin Perfector, the liquid highlighter from Becca, but this one is in the shade Opal. This is the full size. I mean, it's really pretty. I just like hate to get rid of it because it's still pretty full, but that's the thing, I just haven't used it. I know I like to use it in the summertime to mix in with my lotion on my legs. I mean, it's definitely way too dark for me to use on my face. I think I'm gonna actually go ahead and pass it along because I feel like, you know, I don't need two of them. They're both full sizes. I feel like there's someone else, you know, with a darker skin tone that could use this more than me. And, you know, I think I like this one just as much, but I like the shade a lot more for myself, so I definitely get more use out of this one. I'm going to keep this one, pass this one. I'm finally going to do it. Okay, next I'm going to go into, I have kind of this middle section here is my drugstore ones. So these two at the top here, these are the Maybelline Master Chromes. So these are in the shade, this is the Nikkie Tutorials one, and then this is the Molten Gold one. I did talk about these, ooh, that like came off in a chunk in my most recent video. So there's the two shades here. They're both super, super pretty. I really love the formula of the Molten Gold one, and I think it's gorgeous. It is a little dark for me, but I like to use it as like an inner corner highlight and just like a little bit on the tops of my cheekbone. This Nikkie Tutorials one, let me look at it here. I think it's a really, really beautiful shade, but I had said in that review before that I just don't feel like the texture of this one is the same, and I feel like it's got a little bit more like actual chunks of glitter in it. So it's just not my favorite. I think it's pretty as like a, you know, an eyeshadow, but I just don't think I need this in my collection. I'll hang on to the Molten Gold one, pass this one on to someone else. Next is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder, the Mega Glow one. This one is in the shade Golden Flower Crown. I had actually had this before in the shade Precious Petals, which is a really pretty shade, but I just ended up like this one more. I had decluttered that one in the past, so I'm just going to hang on to this one, just keep one. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, this is in the shade Pearl. I had said earlier with the ones in the face palette, I really like this formula. I'm going to hang on to this one, and it's really like the only like, well, I guess this one here too in this palette, like white highlighter that I have, so I want to hang on to that. Next are these two limited edition Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powders. These are both super, super pretty, and I, you know, jumped on them. I was like looking at, you know, my local drugstore, making sure I could find them. So these are both from limited edition collection. This is in the shade Moon Tears. And then this one is in the shade Written in the Stars. So I think they're both really pretty. This one here is Moon Tears. This is Written in the Stars. This one's more of a champagne color. This one kind of has more of an icy, pinky, purple undertone. I think the Written in the Stars one is a little bit more glittery. It's not my favorite one, and again, I don't like holding on to the limited edition thing. This was from the Zodiac collection. I think this was like a goth collection. No, there's a skull on it. I think I'm just going to hold on to one because I do kind of like, it's kind of like a collector's item to me. I'm going to go and hold on to that one, but I'll never go through both of these. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this one here then. This one was also from the Zodiac collection from Wet n Wild. This is in the shade Earth. So they had like 4 colors of these come out, but I got the more golden one. It's really pretty. It has a lot smoother texture than the loose powder one, but I don't know. I feel like whenever I use this one, it has a lot of fallout. And again, with the, you know, limited edition thing, if I use it in a video, you probably wouldn't be able to get it. And it's just, it's not the best. I think, you know, this format is much better. So if you're looking for an affordable, you know, or specifically Wet n Wild highlighter, I would definitely go with the original ones. Next, this is the e.l.f. I think it is called, yeah, Mermaid Tail highlighter. This I had used in a testing new drugstore makeup video. I'm not sure exactly what I called it. So this one's kind of got like a lilac-y and then an orange undertone. But they have like kind of that holographic thing to it. I don't know if it'll translate. This, I'm never going to use this. It was cool to test out and try just to see what the holographic thing was all about. But no, I'm never going to use that. Pass this one on. Next is this Milani highlighting trio in the shade Stellar Lights. This one I really do like. The only thing is that I really only use these 2 shades, the gold and the white one, and I typically like to mix them together. I never really use this like rose gold shade. It's just a little too deep for me. But I really do like these 2, so I'm going to hang on to this one. Okay, next I have my high-end ones here. To be honest, I don't know that there's really any that I want to get rid of. I'm just a little too attached to all of them. Like the Dandelion Twinkle one here from Benefit, I love. It's a very icy pink highlight. It's kind of the only one I really have like that. The Laura Geller one, this is the French Vanilla and Portofino one. The Amrezy, this is probably my all-time favorite. Definitely holding on to that. As well as the Ofra and Rodea Drive. I really love this Laura, sorry, I didn't mean to blind you there. The Laura Mercier one in the Matte Radiance. That's a perfect everyday highlight. And then I have the Fenty Beauty. This is the Trophy Wife Kilowatt highlighter. I don't have anything like that. Definitely want to hang on to that. So I do have the Moonstone one here. This is a really pretty shade and just a little sample size. I'm going to hang on to that. But I actually think I'm going to go ahead and pass on. This is the Becca in the shade Vanilla Quartz. I just feel like this one is a little too white on my skin. It does have like a pearly pink undertone, but it's just not my favorite, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. And last but not least, this is the Fenty Beauty one in the shade Hustler Baby. This came in the little set with the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb Lip Gloss. This one I feel like, I have it swatched there on my wrist. I feel like it's a little bit too dark for me, but I don't know. I'm just not ready to get rid of this one yet, so I'm going to hang on to it for now. Okay, so here is all the highlights I'm going to be getting rid of. It's 8 of them. Couple high-end things here, which I'm surprised I was able to do that, but you know, better than I thought. So let's move on. Now we have lip products, and this is a ridiculous amount, and I actually do feel pretty confident that I'll be able to get rid of a good amount of these, because of all the makeup categories, I think it's weird, but I definitely feel like lips are what excite me the least. You know, I'm fine to go with just, you know, a gloss, or even my Laneige Lip Sleeping Balm, you know, gives my lips a nice pink tint. So I'm not really super attached to a whole lot of these, and I really don't wear a whole lot of variety of these even, so I feel like I'll be able to get rid of a good amount. But I'm going to start with the lip liners. I I don't think I'm going to get rid of a lot with these just because I really don't have a whole lot. I am going to get rid of, I don't know why I've been holding on to this. This is the Marc Jacobs one in the shade Cream and Sugar, but it's completely empty, so I need to just toss that. I just like love it. I'm hoping to get a full size of that, but that's done. I have my Charlotte Tilbury one, my Lancome one. I really like these Buxom plump lip liners. Have those in 2 different shades. This is my Essence one. I do like this if you're looking for a good affordable option. Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty different colors, so I feel like I'll hang on to these. A red, a deep berry, but this orange one, like, I'm never gonna use that, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on. This is from Rimmel. I'm gonna go right into the lip glosses. So I know I love the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. That's a favorite. Gonna keep that. This was one of the Color Icon lip glosses from Wet n Wild, also from the Zodiac collection. I don't know. I don't dislike it, but I feel like I have a lot of similar things that I like more. I'm gonna pass this one on, actually. This is a favorite. This is the Buxom in White Russian. Gonna keep that. Also, another favorite here is the Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar. That's like a cult classic. Love that one. I'm going to get rid of this NYX Butter Gloss. I'm not going to pass it on. I'm just going to toss it. I feel like it's all discolored and old and gross, so that's going to be trash. I also like this was a deluxe sample size in the Buxom in the shade Dolly. I do like that one. I'm skipping over this Pixie one because I've got to think about it. I'm not sure. I love the e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. This one is in the shade Pink Cosmo. I also have it in Champagne Glam, but that one is in my purse, so I just carry one of those with me, like those. This is the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Unlace. This is a really pretty pinky nude shade. Like that a lot. And then also the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Apple Streusel. This is a nice gloss, but it has like kind of like a more bright coral color to it, so a little bit different than all these like pinky nudes. So I'm gonna hang on to that. Okay, so I actually just went and grabbed these 3 out of my purse so I could show you too. This is the Marc Jacobs one in the shade Cream and Sugar. I really like this one too. This was the Champagne Glam one I was talking about from e.l.f. So now I wanted to grab, this is the e.l.f. Modern Metals one, the glitter lip topper. I just want to kind of compare this one to the Pixie one to see if there's maybe one that I like better, because you can see them here. They're pretty similar. The Pixie one's a little bit more pink, the e.l.f. one's a little bit more gold. I think I'm going to hang on to the Pixie one and pass on the e.l.f. one, because I feel like the e.l.f. one wasn't as comfortable on the lips. It kind of has like a gritty glitter feel to it, because you can see it is like a pretty chunky glitter. This is the e.l.f. one here, and this is the Pixie one. So I think I just kind of like the Pixie one because it's more pink. It's better to if you want to wear it on its own. And I'm going to pass this one on. So now for the lip glosses, this is the Tarte one in the shade Beach Babe. That's a nice nude, neutral color. I'm going to hang on to that one. Love the packaging of that too. This is the Lancome one. It's a nice classic red. I can't remember, something in front, something rouge. But I'm definitely going to hang on to this one. Spencer actually gave this one to me, so it's kind of special too. Going to hang on to that. Got the Marc Jacobs, the matching to the lip gloss we just looked at in the shade Cream and Sugar. Another really good nude. So now here I've got 2 of the Too Faced, what are these called? I think they're called the La Matte lipsticks. So I have it in this orange shade, in the new black, and Hey Girl. I'm going to hang on to Hey Girl and get rid of this orange one because this is just not a shade I wear. Also going to hang on to this Lancome one. Spencer also gave me this one. It's a really beautiful deep berry shade in the shade Afraid Not, I believe. Yeah. This one is from Bite Beauty. It's the only thing from Bite Beauty I have. My sister gave this to me. It's a really unique shade. It's really the only like true like cool tone lip color I have. You know, like this like taupey kind of family. So I'm gonna hang on to that one. It's really unique. Let's see, here's another red. Might swatch this next to the other red. See if I really need both of these. They're a little bit different. This Sephora one's a little bit of a blue tone red. I'm gonna hang on to that one too. These are the NYX Butter Lipsticks in the shade Fireball and Razzle. These are just not shades I'm going to wear, like this bright purple and this orange one. I had thought about decluttering them before. I was like, oh, let me see if I wear them in the summer. I never did, so it's time to pass those on. Next are these two Tarte ones. These are the ones that have the lipstick and the lip gloss, the dual end. These are in the shade Renegade and Basic. I really like the formulas of these, so I'm going to hang on to both of them. Then this is the Flower Beauty. It's kind of the same style. It has the lip gloss and the lipstick. I do like this one too. I don't know that I need all these reds. But I like the formula. I like that this has a gloss with it too, so I'm going to hang on to that one. So now I have these two from Clinique. So this one here on the top is Punch Pop, and then this one here is Matte Magenta. They're very similar, just obviously the matte one is more matte. But for darker shades of, you know, lipstick like this, I typically like to do, you know, more matte, because I feel like they tend to, like bright colors like this can more easily to slide around on your lips, go outside the lines. So I'm going to hang on to just the matte one. Next, I have a few Tarte ones up here, but this one is actually deluxe sample size. This is a Tarte Glossy Lip Paint. It doesn't have a shade name on this. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on because it is a gloss, so it, you know, it's kind of more easy to move around, and it's such a dark shade. I feel like a shade like this I would rather have in a liquid lipstick where it's more likely to stay in place. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. The next I have here, they kind of look like the same shade, but I promise they're not. They're Exposed and Festival. I really like both of these. I like the formulas. I'm going to hang on to these. Next is this Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick in this shade Nude Thrill. I just think this is like too of a dark brown. I just don't like it on myself. I'm going to pass this one on. Next we have the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in this shade Berry Recognize. I do like this one. I like the formula of these, and I feel like this is a good shade for fall, so I'm going to hold on to that one. I also have it, this was a limited edition shade in My Tulips Are Sealed. This is just a really beautiful, kind of like a matte metallic, I would call it. Kind of like a really unique shade, so I'm going to hang on to that one. And this is another one of the Tarte's lip paints. This is in the shade Namaste. This was one of my favorites. I had gotten a sample size, used it all up, went and got the full size. Next is the Kat Von D, and this is in the shade Nas Fura 2. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but this one, I just feel like that's way too dark for me. I'm never going to wear that, so I'm going to pass this one on. And then also the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream. This is in the shade number 13 Craze. This is a super bright orange. And I just I don't think I ever even wore this. I maybe wore this once. That's it right there. And I've had this for a while, so I'm going to pass this one on too. This one, I really like the shade of this. This is a Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipstick in the shade Sugar. It's a really nice nude, neutral shade. I like to use this to mix in with other lip products if I want to kind of lighten or, you know, alter the shade a little bit. So definitely gonna hang on to that. And then this was the other lip product from the e.l.f. Modern Metals collection. This was, I'm running out of room here on my hand, a liquid lipstick in like a brownie terracotta color. I just don't like this shade at all. Well, on myself, I can see people who can pull it off, but on me, I just really don't like it, so I'm gonna pass this one on. Okay, so for lip products, I was able to get rid of 11 plus 1 lip liner, and then I'm gonna be trashing 2 of these because they're either empty or no good. Okay, so the next category I have here are eyeshadows, and you can see here I just have one palette laid out. This is the Lorac Pro 3, Yes. So this one I had talked about in my top 5 and my top 5 best and worst palettes, I think that I had called it. So I can link that video down below for you as well. Now, I'm not going to go through all my eyeshadow palettes with you because I know that this is the only one that I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. I know that I have too many and I probably should get rid of more, but I'm just not ready to today, except for this one. That's why I threw this one in here with the single shadows, which I'm going to talk about. So I don't have too many, but I just wanted to go through these. So the first one here I'm definitely going to get rid of. So this isn't technically a single eyeshadow. It was another one from that Zodiac collection from Wet n Wild. It's like a, what, 6-in-1 pan, but the quality on this is just not there. I think the colors were really pretty. I just wanted to have like a, you know, a cool purple like that in my collection, but it just didn't work. I'm going to pass it on. I'll put this with that. These Catrice Cosmetics liquid metal eyeshadows. I do like the formula of these. These came in a pack of 3. We Are the Champagnes, Mauves like Jagger, and then Under Treasure. I'm definitely going to keep the Champagne one. Really pretty. I do like that one. But I think I'm going to get rid of this purple one. This is kind of like a gray to me. It just doesn't translate well. So I'm going to pass that one on. And this one's kind of like a pewter color. Like bronzy. I just don't see myself using that one, so I'm going to pass it on. This NYX one, kind of like this mermaidy teal shade. Oh, okay, it's actually called Mermaid. That one's just kind of unique. I don't have anything like this anywhere else in my collection. I'm just going to hang on to that one. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Shadow in the shade Amber Rush. This is a classic. Definitely going to hold on to that one. This one I've gone back and forth on. I had this in a project pan in the past where my goal was to just hit pan, not finish it up, which I did that here. It's pretty, and I know a lot of people like to use this as a highlighter too. Yeah. I'm just not ready to part with that yet. I might add this into a project pan in the future, maybe try to expand that pan some. I'm going to hang on to this for right now. So, keeping 4, getting rid of 4 technically. So getting rid of these 2, the Wet n Wild, and then a whole palette. So I'm kind of happy with that. I actually got rid of a palette. Okay guys, so here is everything that I'm going to be decluttering, not including the couple of items I just threw out because they had gone bad. I know before I was talking about considering the Makeup Revolution foundation and the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. But I feel like I still want to think about those for a little bit, so those are sitting over there for me to kind of just maybe use for the next few days and see how I feel about that. So this is everything I'm going to be getting rid of. I also wanted to let you know I did throw in 2 eyeliners, a purple and a brown one that I just don't use, but I don't have that many eyeliners to, you know, film a whole section on going through those. I also got rid of 2 skincare items. This is the Sue Unicorn Sleeping Mask. I just thought it sounded interesting, but I think it's just a gimmicky product. It really didn't do anything. And then the Milani Prep and Brighten Rose Oil. This, I didn't think it was bad. I already have the Josie Maran Argan Oil, which I think I like better. So I'm going to pass this one on. And those take a long time to go through. And then the final thing that I also did, I tossed in a few makeup brushes that I just either don't use or have duplicates of. Like these Moda brushes, they came out with the same thing in the rose gold one, so of course I had to get that. I mean, that's not a great reason, but now I can pass these ones on to someone else. And that is pretty much everything. So I'm pretty happy with the amount that I got rid of. I think my friends and family are going to have a good time going through this, picking some things out, because a lot of it, you know, is fairly new, like the foundation, this palette. They're just things that didn't work for me, and I need to, you know, it was getting to the point where it was overwhelming, especially with the lip products that most of them I just was not using. So I feel good about this. But So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Also let me know if you have a channel, if you've done a declutter recently. I would love to see it. I love to watch declutter videos. Also let me know down below if there is any products that you've seen that I decided to keep that you would like to see maybe a tutorial or review of, talking a little bit more about those products. Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it. I really appreciate you guys hanging around and watching. I know this was probably a very long video, but I also hope you have a great happy and safe holiday, whatever you celebrate coming up. Hopefully if you got some time off from work and school, so I really hope you enjoy that time. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you didn't mind this different little angle of the video here, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.